Let's press record. Here we go. Welcome to episode number 11 of my podcast. I've pretty much been losing my mind this morning. I'm not sure if I'm having a really high ADHD day or just because I've been sleeping poorly, or if I'm just losing my mind in general. Maybe I'm hormonal. Maybe I've had too many fucking deep conversations with friends and people and I don't fucking know. Things are a bit of a mess. I think like things are fine and life's going, I've been saying that everything just goes in such a flow state at the moment that I feel like I've fucking peaked in my being a human mission. And today just everything's felt like it's come crashing down. Fucking hell, I've literally had 7 million thoughts this morning. I only had like 6 point something hours of sleep and I really need 8. And I had to have an hour-long nap when I had a chance before I saw a client, because I just thought, like, fucking hell, literally. I thought, like, fuck things, fuck everything. I'm gonna... So today, fuck the rules. There's no fucking rules. I make rules for this podcast, and today's I was like, oh, God, I need to find something to teach people. I'm doing this for myself, and today I just need to talk. So here I am, with no specific agenda other than I just want to talk. I need to talk, and I like talking and offloading, and yeah, I even considered renaming this podcast, which I might fucking do, whatever. I might do that. I don't know if it's possible. I'm guessing it's possible. Surely it's possible to rename a podcast. Does it matter? What does it matter? Still my name attached to it. Erica Helsinki is not actually my real name, just in case somebody knew. Erica is my real name, but Helsinki came from being a PT, and my maiden name was Buvara, which is a little bit hard to pronounce for the English population, British population. And then it was just a constant conversation about how do you pronounce that, how do you spell that, where are you originally from, how do you pronounce that, how the fucking whatever, what is it again, what's the double Y's, and what was it? So then I was like, when I joined as I started working from a big box gym, I just said freaking put Helsinki at the end of it, so some geographically aware people might even have a guess at where I'm from. So there's a good fucking story to start with. Wow, I'm not sure if I'm like, I don't feel like I'm angry. I feel like there's been a few disappointments just within a couple of days, really. I've been full of activities and full of stuff, full of work, just lots of things going on. And when time's on the cards and then you get friends who sort of pull out at the last minute, and that's the time we should be recharging and sort of, getting some fucking emotional support for how you're doing and what you're dealing with and everything. And then it just has made me feel like, my other people's time, they think is more valuable than mine. But that's just for this morning. I'm going to be feeling a lot better when I've had a good night's sleep. And what really didn't help the matter was last night I just decided to fucking open a bottle of wine. And I really, really noticed now that it, I was like, is this a good idea? I was like, oh fucking hell, I just want to chill and I don't want to think about it. It's such a destructive thing. And I really see it. Drinking is not a solution to anyone's fucking problems. And at the same time, as a very mellow fucking drunk, not that I got drunk, but you know what I mean. I just sort of, I don't know, it was so weird. It was, when the day's coming to an end and willpower works a bit like a muscle. So throughout the course of the day, when you've had to make decisions, and basically your willpower then gets depleted. So when it comes to the night time, it's a lot harder to just say, no, Erica, let's be sensible, let's be full-on adult. And I've been feeling fucking fantastic as well. Like physically, I've just been feeling like my HRV, my heart rate variability has been like high. My resting heart rate's gone like really low again. When I'm at my sort of peak condition, my resting heart rate goes to something ridiculous like 42 beats per minute. It's been about 50 now, which is great. Not today though. And then I work like a fucking rabbit. I go and exercise. I did, oh fucking hell, Monday was insane. went to the hospital for my anesthesia appointment, and that was great. I had a really, really good time with the nurse specialist or whatever he was. He was doing all of my ECGs and my blood pressure and took my bloods, and he took my height and weight and asked me 7 million questions. That was really cool. But then I sort of rode my bike into town for that, and then after that I went skating, and then after that I went to gymnastics training. I'm really fucking pushing. I'm really mentally preparing myself for my knee reconstruction operation, which is going to be at the start of next month. But now, right now, I'm kind of I'm preparing myself to handle it fine, and I've been reading more than I normally would, which is really good. It's going to be very useful. But also I've just been staying really active, like overly so, because I'm kind of like just trying to absorb all the memories and all the vibes, all the feelings, because I won't be able to use my legs. I think my leg's going to be rigid straight for a week or two after the operation, just so that the screws sort of what do you call it? So the screws properly attached to the bone. So they're going to drill into my femur and my tibia, and they're going to reconstruct my ACL, anterior cruciate ligament, using a graft from my hamstring, which I read up on. And apparently my new ACL, which is the ligament in the knee, is going to be about 4 times stronger than my original one. God, can I just have this operation on both my fucking knees? But yeah, just reading through the things, it's like, oh, I'll need to have a lift there and back, and they won't discharge me if I'm just on public transport or something. And I don't drive, not that I could drive then anyway, but I hate bothering people with, can you pick me up? I do have hopefully that'll be all sorted and it'll be all good. But it's just still like the uncertainty of what's going to happen afterwards. How painful is it going to be? I'm really, most of the time I'm really good at sort of just letting the anxious thoughts sit, and I really thrive on knowledge and information. So I've been watching videos of these operations, and because they're going to operate on my meniscus as well. So that's ruptured or torn, sorry. So they're going to reattach that or do whatever. I don't understand. But it's still an uncertainty, isn't it? Because I think after about 6 weeks, I should be able to sort of weight bear a little bit and stuff. But I'm fucking determined to bits. And it's really funny now that I'm, like what I like to do on Instagram is I just like to post my own video log of the sports that I've been getting up to, because it makes me so fucking happy. And those are the things I want to remember. I'm like, oh my God, it's just so fucking amazing to be nearly 37 years old and pretty much to be in a better shape than I've ever been. And I feel like I keep getting better and better, which is in a way insane. Like I've been much leaner, and I don't even know if I've done heavier deadlifts actually, because I haven't really tried recently, but I feel like I've got a lot of sort of strength that I didn't used to have. And it's so sort of well distributed because I do so many different sports. It's just such like sports specific injuries are so like well predictable and stuff, because I stay so active doing so many different things, it's fucking rewarding to bits. And I really, really highly encourage you, if you can, like, try a new sport. You don't need to enjoy it, but fucking try it. Or something that I recently sort of really understood about myself on a deeper level is that I'm happy to try pretty much any sport apart from marathon type of running or like jogging. I still would like to try that at some point, but it's just not my sole sport. But it's funny, I just tend to just like individual sports, and I used to play football, which really fucked up my knees and ankles, so I had to stop, or I decided to stop rather. But I've now kind of thought that must come from being an only child. And I just I don't like relying on other people. I'd rather just perform the way I perform, and then know that all the successes and all the failures, they are down to me, and I've got something to work on. If I just either excel at a sport, or like if I'm not very good at it. And I'm really loving being a fucking novice. I don't know how to say it in English. An amateur. I like being in a position where I've got so much to learn, in different sports and say, like, when I go to gymnastics training, oh my God, unbelievable people. And I can't be bouncing around, like, all I see is traumatic fucking knee snappages and stuff like that. But yeah, also another thing I really understood about myself, and I had my good friend around who has sent me plenty of questions for this podcast. Thank you. Is that she said that her fridge is, there's pretty much just the light there. And my fridge is nearly always so full that I can't fit any more stuff in. And I hate letting stuff go to waste. So like letting the dates expire and stuff. So I really try and take advantage of all the foods that I've got and making sure that none of it goes in the bin. I've got 3 pet rats, which are great at helping me eat. But also that, and I like for my dry food cupboards to be a bit like supermarket shelves. It's like a bit of OCD, but not actual OCD. I'm not like that at all. I just like organization and order and stuff like that, but not very rigidly. But I started thinking that there's, loads of people who have got barely any food in the house. And again, I realized that this must, for me, come from my childhood, because I feel like because things were really quite scarce. I grew up as an only child with a single mom, and we never had much of anything. And I think I've grown so averse to that I just like abundance. Same with clothes. Like, I just have so many clothes and so much food in the cupboards that I just want to prepare for the worst. I want to prepare for the fucking apocalypse. I want to prepare that if I can't go to the supermarket for 6 months, I'll still survive. And my kids as well, fucking are the most important things in my life. But it's very interesting, isn't it? Like, just for me, if I had no savings, if I had no money in the bank account, like, that would just, I can't even comprehend. I feel like that would be such an anxious existence that I think I feel like I have the resilience to survive whatever. And I'd happily go, I left Finland when I moved to England with a 20-kilogram backpack, and that's all I had, and I never missed anything that I didn't have. Same thing when I went to travel in Australia. I just had a backpack with me, and there was nothing I was missing. I had more than enough of stuff. And say when I go traveling nowadays, I'm very low anxiety in terms of as long as I've got my phone and a charger and a passport, I don't give a shit. Everything else I can go and buy in a supermarket and stuff. But it's very quite interesting to really deeply start to process and understand where certain behaviours come from. And just it's hard to get perspective if you don't have anyone else to compare to. So just to think, I know it's quite a male thing, it's more often the men just don't really care about the food that much, and like they've got hardly anything in the cupboards and fridge and stuff. But for me, even before kids, I just want to have plenty of everything. I don't want to have to go to a shop. What if I get ill? What if I get poorly and I really don't have energy to leave the house? I just want to make sure that I've always got food in there. God. And maybe that's also sort of like, I don't want to have to rely on other people, which is something that I'm still to this day working on. And I have very much learned to accept more help from people, but it still feels really uncomfortable. I was forced to accept more help when my 5-year-old Indy was a baby or a small child, because I was so sleep deprived and life was so sort of hard that I think without help, I just felt like I would have fucking lost my mind. And so I had to just reach out to friends who said with a golden heart that if they can do anything to help, I'm like, actually, can you come and sit in the house for a couple of hours? I just want to go for a fucking walk or something. And it's amazing how much that does to your mental health. So important. So important to do stuff. What else have I been angsting on? I read a book. I've actually nearly read 2 books. I can't believe it, because for years I've been trying to get into this reading habit. Well, I haven't really actually tried. It's a lot of shit. I've been wanting to, but I've done hardly anything to fulfill that want. But now, this was on the bus. I finished reading this when I was on my way from the hospital back into town. I finished reading this book called The Mindfulness Playbook. This is quite good because I talked about meditation in the last episode, I think. So it's by Dr. Barbara Mariposa, Barbara Mariposa, How to Bring Calm and Happiness into Your Daily Life. And there's just some things that I learned from this book. For example, it was talking about that flow state, in that I sometimes feel like I wish I was more bored, but this book talks about boredom as like not being a very good state. Whereas I do miss being bored sometimes. I want to just sit down and not have a million things in my head and just think, I feel like I need to do something. I want to just sit there and think, I've got nothing to do. I wonder what I'd like to do. And then I just struggle with my thoughts of, I can't be bothered to watch any telly. And yeah, but yeah, there's a thing in this. Yes, so the book was talking about, I kind of, it's really difficult for me to describe my sort of lifestyle to friends or whoever, because sometimes I feel like I don't want to say that I'm really busy, because that's not true. That's not correct. I don't feel like it's the right word, because I have my days are really full of stuff to do. But normally at no point am I in a hurry. Say the other day I woke up and I just had enough time to have a shower, put some makeup on, take the kids to school. I came straight to work. Straight after work, I had a half an hour gap between finishing work and having to be in town to see my barber. It takes about 20 minutes to get there. So then I just, it's a chilled out sort of transfer. I'm like, all right, okay. What do I need? Nothing really. Just choose a podcast, get on my bike and just do a chilled out cycle into town. I love my barber, by the way. Oh my god, here's a live hack for the women out there. If you need a recommendation for a good barber, I used to be very intimidated by going to the barbers, and I loved it when I found my first barber who was willing to cut female hair. And nowadays I kind of feel like, I can go because my hair is quite short, and then it's sort of more comparable to male hair, and especially in this world when I can be like, you know what, you don't know what I identify as. I do very much identify as female. But, I could go in and just say, oh, you can't discriminate against a female wanting a haircut at a barber shop. So basically I used to go to female hairdressers, and there is something within me that I fucking hate the female chit chat. Most of the time, I want to be left alone. No, it's not true. I love talking, and I love it if somebody. But it's like always the same conversations, and sometimes I just, if I'm paying for that time, then I just want to do whatever suits me. Like in a taxi, I sometimes feel quite sort of like, oh, am I expected to talk? Like, do I need to talk? I don't want to talk. Or sometimes I do want to talk, and it's like, oh god, and there's Uber ratings and all sorts of shit. But basically, the hairdresser I used to go to when I had longer hair, and it basically required a 2-minute haircut, if that, to just level it out, or whatever it's called, to take the dead ends off and just make it straight. Takes 2 minutes, and it's like 75 quid. So now I have a barber who I pay, I used to spend, oh my god, getting this toner and highlights and whatnot at female hairdressers. It's about £120 every time to get a haircut and just get it dyed. And that's it. Well, highlights. That was half a head of highlights, not even full head. And now I just dye it myself, just go full on bleach with a purple shampoo. And I go to my barber's. It's £20 a pop. And do you know what's really good? Like, I go there, and I think I end up going sometimes so regularly that I would actually pay the same amount of money if I went to a female hairdresser's. But the experience is so much more rewarding. I love going to a chilled out environment where, lads don't care if you want to chit chat, and then I can just, check through my emails, respond to my messages, just going to chill or talk. It's just really nice and chilled out. So my barber said that he loves. It's like the easiest job in the world to cut female hair, where it's just the ends off, like if you've got longer hair. So if you do have longer hair and you want to get your hair cut, shoot me a DM and I will direct you to the perfect person with a good bit of experience. He's a great hair artist, I'd like to say. And 20 quid, jobs are good. And okay, let's go into this book, the Mindfulness Playbook. I was just browsing through it because I made some highlights and stuff, and there's a section called press pause, And this just reminded me that it's quite funny. It's to do with, relaxing and stuff. And one of my first tattoos is a play button on my forearm. And the whole idea came from me and a friend being probably 18 in a nightclub and talking about what kind of tattoos we'd like to get and stuff. And then we came up with this sort of life philosophy thing where obviously we grew up sort of in the 90s and listened to C cassette tapes and that kind of stuff where you had to press physical buttons and everything. And play button obviously is a play button. And the word play in Finnish, all forms of play have got different words. So say playing music, I used to play in bands, so that's what my play signifies. My play button tattoo also signifies having been in plays, as in school plays, and like that kind of being on stage, acting. I've ever since I heard the sort of saying that you don't grow old because you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. So that for me is a very, very leading life philosophy. Oh, it's 13 o'clock. To always keep a playful mind and to make sure I stay active and keep playing. Like this kind of childlike curiosity. There's nothing more rewarding. And nowadays, as I'm sort of, getting on, I feel like it's harder and harder to find like-minded people who I can connect with, who I can sort of talk to without judgment, because, I don't know, lots of people are just very, very stuck in their own ways, which is absolutely fine, but I feel like sometimes adults lose the child-mindedness. I don't feel like I'm not a childish person, but I very much always want to maintain a childlike mind, like a curiosity, willingness to try new things, because that's really how you can keep everything fresh and it feels like life's going to last a much longer time and everything. What else does play mean? Play. Well, music, playing, acting, being playful, and the deepest meaning of the play button is that it signifies living life. So and we're thinking about I've actually got other buttons as well, like this book mentions, press pause. I've got the pause button tattooed on my ankle, and that signifies rest or meditation. It's like so important to remember to stay still sometimes and just chill. I've got a record button, which is signifying recorded memories. So basically it's like your sort of brain and being mindful of what you're doing always, because there's no way to erase memories. So once you've your that record button is pressed down throughout your life, unless you're sedated or whatever, lying in a coma. Hopefully not. Best of luck. Please don't get in a coma state. Try not to. So it's sort of trying to live without regrets and just only making choices, conscious choices of the way you behave and what you do that you don't need to regret when you're older, because like it's like sometimes people go through childhood trauma, and bless all these people, and there's many of them, and actually everyone's got some kind of childhood trauma, but it depends on how you handle it and how you have to rip those wounds open and bring all the deep stuff to the surface and stuff. But yeah, recordings for that. And then I'm now sort of a bit lost actually, because I've got a skip button. I think I'd more suit a fast forward button with the way I live my life. Because I don't know. I'm just a bit unsure about what the skip exactly means, but I think it's, I don't know, something to do with like life events that would better be skipped. But then that doesn't make sense with the record button. But I don't know. I'm not aware of having things I regret that much, apart from, pardon me, when I was working loads, like 3 jobs after my first year of uni, and I worked at a construction site and in a nightclub and in a fast food restaurant, and I made so much more money than I ever have. And then I just started paying for my boyfriend's, like, he was in Finland, for his fucking flights to England to come and see me. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never doing that again. Come on, men need some balls, I think. It is, yeah, well, that's my opinion. and it's perfectly fine. I've got a friend couple who, you know, the woman really wants to work, man doesn't want to work that much, and it works perfectly fine for them. It's an amazing dynamic. They're a beautiful family. She's super, super successful, so good at what she does, and the guy gets to just focus on the children and stuff. And it's all fantastic. And I'm not even going to say each to their own, because I feel like, you know, life events change you as a person, and it's fine to, you know, change your mind and like new things and old things and different things. And I really try and keep my mind fresh in the way that I'm always willing to change my mind about anything. So, oh God, if you've got, over lockdown, what did I change my mind about? I changed my mind about prisons. I listened to a really informative podcast on, I used to just not really have an opinion, so I'm not sure how much I can say that I changed my mind, but I very much came to the sort of conclusion that actually people, especially criminals, especially people who've, say, like, made a mistake, or, you know, like, say, I don't know if I can use drug dealing as an example, but something that hasn't really hurt other people, but they ended up in jail and stuff. And then jails, like prisons, like a bloody college for criminals. You're just going to go and learn new things. It's like, how is that going to make you a better citizen after you're released? So I think it's more important to just get people something meaningful to do. Give them something meaningful to do. And that's how they're going to develop and, like, find meaning in their own life. And yeah, what else? Legalizing drugs. I always used to think, oh, drugs are really bad. Don't do drugs are bad. Whereas now I'm kind of on the side of, I wish all drugs were legalized, because at least then we'd prevent overdosing, and all the drugs would be clean. You'd actually know what you're putting in your system if you wanted to or had to. And then, you know, like, say, the government would make lots of tax from drugs instead of having it as an illegal thing where lots of people are, what's the word? Not abused, but it's not good for many people, you know. So that literally used to go to school with somebody who, he died being a drug mule, like trying to bring drugs in. I think it either sort of swallowed them in a bag thing, condom, I don't know, or shoved them up his rectum or something, and they exploded, and then he died. So that's fun. God, what else have I changed my mind about? Big one, pedophiles. Explicit content. What I learned is that pedophilia is in the brain. You're born being a pedophile, as in having the tendency to find minors sexually attractive. Which, if it's not it's the same as, like, saying, you know, or being gay is fucking sinful. Why the fuck would it be sinful if you're actually born, like, if you're born gay? You just tend to fancy the same sex. And I'm sure everyone's a little bit gay, but similar thing. And I know it's such a taboo subject, but there just shouldn't be any taboos. God, things should be talked about. I'm getting really fucked up with the fucking modern world with, like, ChatGPT, all the AI stuff. I reckon in a few years' time, the vast majority of all the content that's on the internet is created by AI, which is a bit crazy, because, like, oh God, who decides? Oh God, things need to be talked about. So basically, pedophilia, if we had therapy support networks, if it wasn't such a taboo, what's the other word? If it was sort of like okay to talk about it, if it was okay for them to seek help before acting on their urges, then wouldn't that be a lot better to actually provide help for the people who need it, rather than just sort of say that they're bad people and they're horrible people, they should be stoned to death and stuff. Like, it's really hard to determine, like, what's bad and who's bad. Obviously it is bad. You can't be taking advantage of young children, but that's exactly what I'm saying. They just need help and they need understanding. Same with drug problems, alcohol problems. Like, if the support's not there, how the fuck are you supposed to get better on your own? Like, we just need to make help accessible to everyone. And like, especially in this modern world, there are so many problems. It's unbelievable. And I know I've kind of, been called very ADHD throughout my fucking life. And that's fine. I haven't sought out the sort of official diagnosis for it, because I had a chat with my friend who is a medical doctor, and she very much sort of just says, do you know what, Erica, you're absolutely fine. Why would you need that medication? I'm like, well, sometimes I'd fucking like to have a slightly quieter mind, but I can manage just fine. I've been doing quite well in life. Overall, I'm very happy with my life, and I'm really learning to still like set boundaries, to sort of really make sure that I prioritize myself, because if I'm not happy, I can't make the world happy. And I need to dedicate my time to people who care about me, so it's a reciprocal situation. I feel like maybe it's happened a bit too many times that I've just wanted to give, and then I haven't received anything back, or not enough back, and it's not okay. And I wonder where that comes from. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just trying really hard to make sure that I give my time to people who value my time, because it's a much more rewarding like existence, really. Okay, let's go into a couple of things before I need to go to my fucking ice bath. Sorry for the swearing. I don't even know. Do you know, I love swearing, and sometimes I do feel like I should swear less. It's not very feminine. This is the thing. I'd like to be a little bit more feminine, and I could change, but it's a funny one. I sometimes feel like I really should swear less. But also swearing, we did it. We actually, as part of some module at university, when I studied psychology, we studied swearing as well, and it can be a sign of all sorts of things, but it can be power words. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't mean to offend anyone if I swear. And again, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't like swearing, then switch it off and move over to another site, whatever you want to do. Press pause. Okay, let's browse through. Oh, God, where am I going to hold this microphone? I want to just see if I've done some underlinings, strike throughs. What the hell are they called? If I've just highlighted something in the book that I want to revisit. Why am I so snotty? It must be hay fever, because hopefully I'm not having a cold. Oh God, I'm so excited for my knee reconstruction. I'm slightly concerned about how the recovery is gonna go, but I'm sure it's gonna be absolutely fine. Now I thought I made lots of underlinings. What are they called? Highlighting in the book, but it seems I haven't. Okay, let's see the first thing I've highlighted that I could find. Who am I? No, sorry, straight away, ready, wrong. Who I am is who I choose to be, not driven by my... Let's start again. Who I am is who I choose to be, not driven by my past and what seems probable based on my story, my narrative, but generated by my sense of what is possible moving into the future. So that's it's very true. Like Darren Brown says that he emphasizes. Sorry, he's not come up with the whole concept, but our lives really are the stories that we tell ourselves. So if I convince myself that I'm a really outgoing person, I will be a more outgoing person. And I always sort of try and strive for balance. But it's really funny, especially recently, I've just really been noticing some people who very much play a victim role. And sometimes it frustrates me a little bit. And I'm just like, okay, if I can't help this situation or the person, then I need to just pull myself slightly further away from the situation. So sometimes I just think like, God, when somebody just blames other people in their lives all the time. So how about you just take a hard look at yourself and figure out if it's got anything to do with you. Same with somebody who says, oh, all my exes are shit. There's only one common denominator, and it's you. So why are all your exes shit? Okay, they might all be narcissistic arseholes, or maybe it's your tendency to choose those narcissistic arseholes. How about you reevaluate what you're looking for, reevaluate your boundaries, and whether you should, because I noticed, I used to sort of be drawn towards bad boys, okay? And I've consciously made the decision that that's not my place to be. It's not good news, and I'm not there. I very much have this innate sort of want to help people, and I used to have this thing of like, oh, maybe I want to fix somebody. Fuck that shit. No. I've come to the deep realization years ago that it is up to you, my honey, to fix yourself before you're ready for a relationship or whatever, So, especially in this victim thing, like I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there because I have some thoughts, but let's keep something so things don't explode. Let's keep something private. But how about I put it this way? Who I follow on Instagram, it's got nothing personal to do with anyone. And Facebook is for me a place for friends, real life connections. Instagram for me is a place where I want to dictate what's in my feed. You'd be like my best friend and I'll remove them as a follower because I just don't want to see their selfies. I don't want to see their lake pictures because I just want it to be a fucking thingy of active shit and stoic philosophy and stuff that I want to see in my newsfeed. Okay, let's leave that there. That's enough. Okay, what's this? I haven't read through this, so let's see what it says. This is from the book, The Mindfulness Playbook, page 168. Can you stay on track with what you're doing and get back to it when interrupted? Can you juggle several activities without feeling tense as you try to hold on to all the threads simultaneously without getting tangled? Do you block out everything around you to stay focused and fiddle while Rome burns? Do the people in your life have to poke you to get your attention? You have very high focus. Is it to do with focus? Funny that this is okay. So there's like my focus. You can make your own notes, and I wrote down I have low focus unless it's something I'm passionate about, which is very true. So again, it's really tricky one. Say like how neurodivergence is very popular these days, and sexual orientation is very popular, as in you can choose whatever you want to be and stuff and change your mind and everything is fine. But it's funny how much the more you find out about this in the media, the more people start changing their minds and stuff. And it's really good to be flexible and like really reevaluate and think about what you are, who you want to be, and blah blah blah. But it's because I've really been thinking there's this sort of all this ADHD chat and whatnot, and I'm very if I start tidying up, I'm terrible. Like I'll just get distracted at every single point, and like my friends are like, how do you take so long to do this, like make things tidier? I'm like, well, because I'll go through my pile of books and then I go, oh shit, no, I need to read this book. Then I start reading that book and that reminds me of something else that I need to, then I move on to that. And I'm like, oh no, get back to tidying. Okay, put these books in the corner. Oh, but I need to leave this one out so I don't forget about it. And then I'm like, okay, let's tidy up these pillows. Fine, okay, I've done the sofa. Oh, let's get the Hoover. Oh no, shit, the Hoover's at the gym. Okay, I'll go to the gym to get the Hoover. Oh, here I am at the gym. Oh my God, I haven't wiped the board yet. Oh, I have to write these down in my client's file. I was like, oh shit, the painting. Oh my God, I need to get the paints out because I need to be painting downstairs, like the downstairs cupboard, whatever. And then I go, oh, okay, no, but in order to paint, I need to wash the place. Oh, and then I start watching. This is actually fucking real life from yesterday. And I start washing the place. I'm like, oh, it'll dry by tomorrow. Then I can start painting tomorrow. Oh, good. Where was I at? Gym. Okay, let's take the Hoover upstairs. Oh, I forgot to unlock the door downstairs to the gym. Oh shit, no, it's fine. I need to remember to go in. And then I'll start hoovering. Like, oh my God, no, there's these pens on the floor. Okay, let me turn the Hoover off and pick that. You get the gist. That's how I fucking tidy, and that's how my mind works. Does somebody have a recommendation of like how the fuck I can? Do you know what? I think I should just hire a cleaner again. That way, I'm like on my tippy toes, just trying to get everything out of the way whilst they're cleaning the surfaces and doing, oh my God, but also there is nothing more rewarding than to have everything in order. And oh my God, I've still not managed. I think I've tried for about a year. I want everything to have its place, but that also means that every single cupboard needs to be full on tidy, and I haven't found a way to make every single cupboard and every single place completely tidy and organised and beautiful, because that's, God, if that happened, oh my God, that moment would be just magical. But then just thinking about my clothes, like wardrobe and everything, oh my God, to rip all of them out. Oh, I do need to actually get a new wardrobe at some point, or like get rid of the current one and then replace the carpets actually upstairs. Yeah, but I need to get there. See where my mind goes. See, many things at once. How does one monotask? I've become much better at monotasking. You know, this is one of them. This is why I don't edit this podcast. This is why I don't cut. This is why I don't edit and fix and whatnot, because I will never publish it. I will do one recording. Can't believe I've been going in for 40 minutes. I literally thought I'm like, oh, let's have 10 minutes in me, but here we go. Let's fucking chat shit. Let's see if I've got anything else that's really cool. We'll go through these, and then I need to, what time is it? Perfect. I need to go and either skate or do the ice bath or eat coffee cake or whatever. Oh, where was this thing? It was in this book. No, I can't find it though. It was something to do with sugar cravings, and it was actually really good. It was going into details about how when you have sugar, it obviously spikes your blood sugar levels, and when that crashes down, you'll release a higher level of cortisol and adrenaline. So cortisol is like a stress hormone, and then that's going to encourage for you to keep like fat around your midsection, and adrenaline is going to make you seek out for more sugar and more high calorie, more fast energy type of stuff. So then you're going to crave sugar again. So number one thing that I had a really good chat with I had a good chat with a new client about this is to really try and eliminate artificial sugar. Or not artificial sugar, sorry. Pure sugar. So bad for you. No health benefits. No need in the modern world. We've got access to food. You don't need that shit. So throw your chocolates out the cupboards and use them as treats only. Okay, anyway, where are we going? Doing good does you good. Next quote from this book, The Mindfulness Playbook, page 191. In connection, we enhance our sense of who we are. Like I talked about before, you have to be able to compare yourself to other people, and then you really learn to know who you are. In action, we reveal who we are. In practice, we refine how we express who we are. Yes. And that's exactly where you need to get your reps in. So I'm doing this podcast, I fuck the rules. I'm not like, today I'm just not going to do it in sections. I'm just going to babble the fuck on, because that's what I felt like. There's some rules for you, as in rules are made to be broken. Like Elon Musk, I just talked about it. Oh my God, when he got that plot of land to try and like start building. I actually have no idea where this project is, or if it's happening, or if it's already happened, or whatever, but he's like, I'm just going to make tunnels so we can travel really fast from, like, say, America to Australia or something, and started digging a really big hole. And I think it was in Joe Rogan. He's like, so who'd you ask permission from who'd you ask for permission? And he's like, well, there's no laws about it, so we just started digging. There we go. Beautiful. If it doesn't hurt anyone, just do, and worry about the consequences later. Brilliant. In practice, we refine how we express who we are. Very true. It takes a lifetime to try and learn who we are, and we still don't know at the end of it, do we? Okay, what's this? Oh, glucose, here we go. This is what I just mentioned. Let me read it out to you from the book so I don't just chat shit. It says, avoid quick sugary substances when you feel an energy slump. Pardon me. And go for protein and natural foodstuffs wherever possible. When your blood sugar drops, the brain interprets this as a threatening situation and releases adrenaline and cortisol to increase blood glucose temporarily. Brilliant. Okay, what's this adrenaline thing? A caveat to this, overambitious adrenaline junkies can become addicted to exercise. All right, okay, yeah. I'm a bit of I'm trying to find my own balance with adrenaline. I reckon I used to go skydiving and just do pretty dangerous rock climbing and stuff, and thank goodness I've had children, so I've got a bit of sense in my head nowadays. I don't seek danger anymore. I try and avoid it as best as I possibly can. Oh my God, guess what? This morning I took the girls to school. You know, the nonce that I was talking about, the stalker that I reported to the police. I'm pretty sure that it was him who drove past. oh my God, in this like white vehicle. He was like right next to my house, and oh, I hate that. And he was just like proper staring and sticking his like head out. Ew. Oh, but the police have told him he can't talk to me in any way, can't communicate. So he was just really starey and it was a bit creepy, and I just kept moving. So good story, bro. Hope to never see you again. What's this one? My Ikigai. Effortless connection. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't wanna play roles anymore. I just want to chill the fuck out. And sometimes I've noticed it myself as well. I don't feel nervous, but sometimes when I'm with people, I do feel like I feel the need. I have a need to fill the space with noise, which is really funny because when I'm with people who, you know, like one-to-one with someone who I really care about and stuff, I just feel really relaxed about being quiet, and that's where I want to be with everyone. I want to feel free to not say anything if I've got nothing better to say. Okay, what's this? Another quote from this book. Rather than looking to find ourselves, we are creating who we want to be. Very good. We are putting the track down in front of the train as we go along, in tune with our own sense of authentic self and with integrity. This is powerful. This is choice. This is freedom. Oh, that's so powerful. That's exactly what I'm sure I've said it in this podcast before, but one of my biggest values in life is freedom, which I've created in my, you know, being self-employed and stuff. And freedom, what a powerful thing when you actually get to determine what your life becomes, much more than I would if I hadn't made the life for myself. What's this? Your USP. Okay, unlimited serenity potential, or obviously unique standing point. What have I wrote? Okay, so these are things that I apparently during finishing this book, I wanted to be or become more of. Fearlessness / bravery / self-esteem, straightforwardness. Not sure if that's a word, but being straightforward. I love people who get to the point. Don't beat around the bush. Just say things how they are. And then we can have a good conversation. God, not taking half a day to get into good chit chat. And curiosity, definitely number one. Oh my God, number one. Everything's number one. There we go. That was the last bit of the book. And we are coming to the end of this podcast right now because I feel a sense of relief. As in, thank you very much for being here as my fucking mentor, my tutor, my listener, my friend, my point of connection. Thank you so much. Today's episode was a bit different. It's all one blurby section. And if you've stuck at it until the end, well, that's amazing. If you feel like someone else is as fucking ADHD as me, forward this episode to them. That would be very lovely. And also, if you haven't subscribed / followed yet, please do so right now. Get your phone out. And until next time, I'm going to fuck off now. Today's agenda includes, like said, skating or ice bathing. It's not actually ice, it's fucking 15 degrees now. Kids, friend from Scotland's coming over. And then chilling out. I need to find apparently some documents for divorce papers. So that's fun. But thank you so much for listening. I deeply, deeply appreciate you. And sending you lots of love. Catch you next time. Yes! I want to shout. That was so good. Oh God, I love this. Mine was not here.